Hi students, welcome to my lectures on process plant operator using simulator trainer. And if you have followed my earlier lectures on different aspects of the controllers, now we soon enter into the operation of the centrifugal pump. If you have watched my last video, we have seen what are the issues with the centrifugal pump and what are the different things that are associated with the pumps. What is the reason for keeping the recirculation recirculation line, okay, to what there has to be minimum level maintained on the tank, so that the net positive suction head available should be always be higher than the required. Otherwise the cavitation significantly affect the performance of the pump, and pitting, corrosion, everything is going to harm the pump. Okay, and today we are going to jump into the, because last class we discussed about the steady state mode. Okay, the things already in place. Okay, in this video we are going to discuss about the things which are not at a steady state. We have to bring them to the steady state. That is what the whole object. That means there won't be any liquid in the tank. We have to fill up the tank, and once it reaches the sufficient level, turn the centrifugal pump on. So at what condition we can run the pump on. So these are the different aspects we have to look into. Let us go to the simulation mode. Okay, before this is the steady state operation mode. Okay, because everything is in place here, because liquid level is maintained, pump is running, all sorts of things are there. Let us go to the cold start mode. Okay, to do that we have to go to the line and startup mode, which is called cold start. Okay, the moment I click the cold start, okay, if you see here, everything, whatever you see here, now there is no liquid in place, no pump is running, all valves are cold, closed. There are red marks on each valve. That means nothing. That is HIC, hand indicating control, is 0%. That is valve is completely closed. There is no flow is going. So now we have to make it operational now. That means in industry sometimes they have to stop the operations and start the operations again. And to do that they have to start with no level of the tank. Okay, now there is nothing is inside. Let us see how to proceed systematically to reach the particular tank into the steady state. Okay, let us go back, turn on. Okay, the moment it right now I have muted the things because alarm baj raha hai, because okay, you can okay, let us mute the alarm a bit and see what happens. Before what the first thing to set up here, there has to be minimum level to be maintained. Then only you can turn the pump on. That means you need to look into these figures. Net positive suction head available. Okay, presently it is 0. To get some number into this particular net positive suction head available, we have to start filling up the tank. That is the first thing to do, is the filling of the tank. Once it is a sufficient level, then you can open the FOD valves, because these are, all the FOD valves, the non-return valves, normally to keep for the safety of the pump. And after that, once the sufficient level is reached, you have to open these both the valves, and then you can able to start the pump, because until there is a sufficient NPSHA, then you cannot start any pump. Okay, before we do that, let us see what are design parameters. Okay, if you go to the tank summary, these are the design values. You can see the present process values. That means let us go close to the design values. First of all, what I have to increase the tank capacity to 36%, 36.83%. Okay, right now it is the manual mode, this controller. Okay, let us make it to the auto mode first. Auto mode. Okay, now what is the set value? I need to set it's around 36.83 level capacity. Okay, 36.83. Let us come back. Okay, once I now you can observe, the process value is getting increased. The level in the tank start getting raised, because the moment, in few moments you are going to see the increase in the level of the tank. After slowly you can see 0.2%, 0.24, and slowly the level in the tank is getting raised. Okay, let us fast forward the things a bit, 5 times the current time, and once it reaches to the required level, then we can think of starting the pump. Okay, simultaneously observe the NPSH available. Okay, once the level start raising, then NPSH, that is net positive suction head available for the pump, keeps increasing. Once it goes beyond 2, you can able to open the valves and you can start the pump. Okay, let us wait for a moment. Let me fast forward the things a bit. Okay, let me 10 times the current time. Okay, now you see, once it reaches the 36%, I slow down the time, because if you keep on increasing, the time speed, the level will be raised to the abnormal level. So let us wait. You can see NPSH available here, 0.82, 0.97, 0.12, 1.2. That means it is, if you look into the time, the required is around 2. Okay, now if you go back to the window, now it is 3, that's fine, but I want the set point of the time to be 36. Okay, in some time it is going to be 36. Okay, I'm slowing the time now. Okay, now it has this sufficient level. Okay, now I will slow down the time. Okay, now I will open these valves. Okay, because it has this sufficient capacity. Now I'll open the valves, flow of direction. Okay, now it is open. Now can I turn the pump on? Let me check. Before you turn the pump on, you have to open valve to some extent. Okay, I'll open the valve around maybe 50%. Okay, now I have opened this valve. Okay, now the pump will be on. It is goes to the through the valve. Okay, let me turn the pump on. Okay, it is not getting on. Maybe I have to reset the pump. Okay, let me reset the pump. Okay, now I'll turn the pump on. Yeah, fine. Now you can see, once the sufficient level has been reached, I have turned the pump on, and slowly you're gonna see some flow that is going through the pump. Okay, this flow is increased. You can see 675. So that means the flow started. And another thing I have to set is minimum flow. Okay, that means I have, because if you remember the minimum recirculation, I have to keep once, because if the level goes below certain value, the net positive suction head will be less than required, and it will create issues. The pump will get tripped and it will be stopped. So let me put the minimum value for the recirculation. That means minimum flow that should take place through the around set value. Okay, this is manual mode. Let me change it to auto mode first. Okay, the moment you click here, you're gonna okay, auto mode, set value, how it is, minimum 500. Okay, because now the set process value, okay, it is good now. See, the moment this flow in this particular line will be less than 500, that means it gives us an indication that the level in the tank has got lowered down. So the moment the process value hits set value, the recirculation line will open. This valve will get opened. So that is what the whole objective. Now you see the things, everything is trying to reach the steady state. Let me fast forward things. If you see everywhere, there is no red marks. Let us see what is a red mark as such. Let me check the alarm. Everything is green here. That means everything is in normal mode now. That means there is nothing that is overshooting. There is nothing that is undershooting. Okay, you can click the alarm. Then let me, now it is, this is how you start a centrifugal pump. Slowly you have to increase the level, and then the pump is, you are allowed to start the pump. Okay, once everything is in place, let me fast forward the things a bit so that you will understand what is happening. Now very soon all the things are going to reach steady state. Okay, now inflow is not equal to outflow, because you can see the inflow is 1700, outflow is 1300, and slowly with the time this inflow in outflow is going to get matched. Okay, meter cube per hour, this meter cube, because there should not be any deviation. Ultimately the mass balance has to be made. Otherwise what happens, if the mass balance is not met, the accumulation in the tank is going to take place. If there is if the more flow in or less flow out of the tank, that means accumulation is going to take place. Okay, this is what you people have to learn, how to start a centrifugal pump. Okay, and very soon in the next videos we are going to and discuss some advanced, I mean traditionally advanced controllers like cascade, split range control, cascade control, feed forward controls. We're going to discuss in a very elaborate way and very, I mean easy way. And please keep following. And this is Surendra signing. This is Surendra signing off. And thank you.